الله وبركاته. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة. أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. My dear respected listeners, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this world and given it a system by which it operates. And whatever human beings do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept consequences for it. The system of cause and effect applies to all things worldly and all things relative to our deen as well. We do this, we get this. We don't do this, we don't get that. A central concept to the teachings of Islam, after believing in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the prophethood and the finality of the prophethood of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there is this concept of ma'ad, something that's going to ultimately come, the future, where we are going to end up. And this is the beauty of Islam, that Islam has shown no respite, no leniency in the concept of being questioned, being responsible for what you do in this world before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In all other religions apart from Islam, there is leniency in this regard. There is teachings where you are told there is a room, no matter what you do, you can still be successful in the hereafter. But Islam tells us that even if you are a relative of the Nabi of Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or you may be the closest Sahabi of the Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or you may be about whom he has himself said that I am indebted to this person, comparing it to other religions where if you serve the religious class, na'udhu billah, you are guaranteed salvation. Even if you are the closest benefactor of the very Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you still have to work for your hereafter. And that very Prophet is telling you in very clear terms that you have to work for your own self. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. This is that beautiful article of faith which is central to the Islamic Aqidah that puts Muslims on the right track. Comparing it to the other systems where there is a system and a set of rules and laws which Islam also gives, but because this world is restricted and the ones formulating and implementing those laws are restricted to this world, these laws have a very restricted effect. So every country has their set of rules, regulations. Every place has their rules and regulations which you have to follow for the fear of being reprimanded in this world. But Islam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in a Muslim's mind, it has been instilled right from the very first years of when a person begins to develop sense that you are responsible for what you are doing, because you will be questioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you will die and you have to stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is that one that you cannot hide from. You can hide from your parents, you can hide from the law, you can hide from the government and do things secretly which are against the law and harm others. And this is what we see, that those people who are only bound by the worldly laws, whenever they get a chance, and every other day we see it in the news, that such and such person whom the world considers as to be one of the people of good attributes, who have done so much good for the world, this one day they were such a good person, this next day we find out that in private lives, in their secret lives, they've done things that are so shameful that they can't even face the media or the public anymore. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. A Muslim is told that you are not answerable to the things of the world, the authorities of the world alone. Yes, you are answerable to your parents. Yes, you are answerable to the local laws. But above and beyond, there is somebody who is looking at you all the time, in whose eyes you are all the time. My teacher, Hakim Mukhtar Rahmatullahi Alayhi, may Allah bless him and fill his grave with noor, he used to teach us in Urdu that जो करता है तू छुप के अहले जहाँ से, जो करता है तू छुप के अहले जहाँ से, कोई देखता है तुझे आसमां से. Whatever you do, you may be in total secrecy, but there is somebody always looking at you. You are in the vision of someone always. There is no way that you can hide from that one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in several places in the Quran, one of the examples of these ayat that I recited, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling people, O people who have brought faith, O humanity, all human beings, be very watchful of what you are doing. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu attaqullah. O people of faith, have fear of Allah, revere Allah, have regard for Allah. وَلْتَنْظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ. Everybody for their own self should see and be a judge what they are sending ahead for tomorrow. So every single person, when they have this understanding and this realization that I am constantly being watched, whatever I am doing is being recorded, and I am going to have to face it one day and be answerable for it, then that person himself is the best stick on their own selves. They are the best entity to discipline their own selves, and they don't need anybody from outside. وَلْتَنْظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ. What are you sending ahead? What are you sending ahead? Be very careful about it, because all that you are doing is being recorded and being sent ahead. If it is good, and not only good by the face of it, but also with a pure intention that you are doing it for the sake of the one who's seeing you, it is going to be beneficial to you. Wattaqullah, and fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is khabirun bima ta'malun. Whatever you are doing, He has full news, full knowledge of it. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ. Do not be among those people who forgot Allah. In another place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, do not be deceived, do not fall into the deception of this worldly life. As the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is a famous saying, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that this world is a single day. Dunya yawm. وَلَنَا فِيهِ صَوْمٌ. And we are in this world, this specific day, that is this world, this life, we are fasting. What does this mean? That this day or this life that you're spending here, you have to be very careful. You have to stay away. Just like when you're fasting, you guard yourself from things that are very easy for you to do, such as eating, such as backbiting, such as lying, such as those things that you are very habitual of doing. When you are fasting, you are very particular that I have to stay away from those things. All your life, we have to stay away from all disobedience. And don't be somebody who indulges in this world so much, becomes a fan of this world so much, that they forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the state of, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, most of us. In whatever decision, in whatever choice we have to make, what is the first thing that comes to our mind? Our worldly benefit, or is it going to be beneficial for me in the hereafter? If we ask ourselves this question, if not at every single point of the day, but at least before going to bed for 5 minutes at night, our life will start to change. For sure, definitely our life will start to change. Muhasbah. Sit before yourself. Be your own judge and think, whatever I did today, did it become an asset for me in the hereafter or not? Whatever choices I made today, did I think about my hereafter, or did I only think about this world? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, don't be like those who forgot Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because then those who chose that way, Allah made them forget their own souls. Allah made them forget their own selves. فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. Allah was, the displeasure of Allah shows its effects on them in such a way that they forget about their own self. What happens? That in every single thing you are worried about your dunya. In every single thing you are worried about what is it going to do to my finances or my immediate worldly benefits. You become a slave of those benefits. Rather than benefiting your own self and getting comfort and internal pleasure and peace and calm, you become a slave for your worldly desires. And then what happens? You are working and you are spending all your energies and all your capacities day in and day out, and that money that you are earning is not really serving you, is not really working for you, but this desire of earning even more, this constant struggle of doing even better in life, is not giving you time to enjoy or letting that money work for you. So you have become a person who has forgotten their own self. And this is only looking at it from a restricted perspective of this world. If you think about the hereafter, you have chosen a path of eternal loss. You have forgotten about yourself. You've forgotten about what is going to happen to me. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. These are the people about whom it is for sure guaranteed that they have a very wretched end. These are the major, big, open sinners. And remember, لَا يَسْتَوِي أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ وَأَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ. The people of the hellfire and the people of Jannah, those who are headed to paradise, they will never ever be the same. They are never ever going to be the same. In their life, in their comfort, in their ways of doing things, in their ways of interaction, in the ways of their approach to the world, they will never ever be the same. Because it is against justice, it is against adl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you live a life of comfort and luxury and doing whatever you want to do and still think that I'm going to fare out better than the disbelievers in the hereafter. This is against justice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not cruel. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very fair. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does justice. So the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that those who do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have been and will be forever given a life of comfort and pleasure and luxury and plenty and abundance. And Muslims, in regard to this world, they will always be in a challenge. They will always be struggling. This is the system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made for this world. They will not be the same as the people of hellfire. Because for them, there is something in store with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala much greater, much better, much more beautiful and everlasting. So these kuffar, these people, these disbelievers, they will be happy with what they have in this dunya, which is short-lived. And the Ashabul Jannah, the people of Jannah, the people of paradise, they will constantly work for this short period of time. People will call them names. People will say these are stupid people. People will say these have become, all you name it, the things of the world that we get to listen, being a religious person. These people are extremists. These people are this, these people are that. All of that, a Muslim would listen and would bear it with a smile, thinking that I have my affair straightened with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I am getting that reward and I am working for that reward. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the people of hereafter and the people of Jannah. Allahumma ja'alna abna al-akhirah wa la taj'alna من أبناء الدنيا آمين يا رب العالمين ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. Brothers who have prayed the sunnah, will do sunnah. Jazakallah.